Hello, my name is Scott LeBlanc, and I will be presenting some of the myotomes in the body. A myotome is a group of muscles that move. That's movement is linked to a certain part of the spinal cord. So I'll just be demonstrating what those movements are and where they connect. So first we have C5, which is a vertebrae that is up here, and it does shoulder adduction, which is moving the shoulder away, or sorry, towards the midline. So if you have your arm out, moving it down towards here, adduction. So next is C6, which is down here, and you're going to have elbow flexion, which is just bringing the elbow up like this, and wrist extension, which is bringing it. If you're in anatomical position, you're bringing it back away from the body towards the posterior side. C7, which is right below C6, right here. You'll have elbow extension. So if your elbow's up like this, when it's flexed, just bring it back down, and those muscles connect into C7. C8, thumb extension, which is extending the thumb. It's kind of weird. It's a little hard to do with hitchhiker thumbs, but just moving it, extending it like that. And ulnar deviation, which is just moving your wrist like so towards the ulnar side. Next is T1, which is another arm movement. You'll have, in this case, T1 is thoracic one. So after you move on from the cervical vertebrae, one below that, T1. And this is finger adduction, which is just moving them spread out like this. So that's out like this, and then moving them back together. It's adduction, and that connects into T1. Next, now onto the legs, L2, which is lumbar, and it's further down the back. Hip flexion, just bringing your leg up in anatomical position. We'll flex your hip. Knee extension, just you have your knee in, go out here, and I'll connect into L3, just further down in the back. L4, right below L3, is responsible for ankle dorsiflexion, which hopefully I have it on camera, but you're just moving your toes further upward towards your knee if you are in anatomical position. L5, right below L4, moving your big toe up, extending it would be that. Ankle planar flexion, just moving it down. Dorsal flexion was moving it up. This one's moving it down. And this is actually in your sacrum, no longer in your uh, thoracic vertebrae. Move down. S1 is where the nerves connect that control the muscles for ankle plantar flexion. Knee flexion, just bringing your knee up like that. That's S2, further down the sacrum. And that's it. So the way that I remember these different movements, so if you look, uh, if it starts with a C or a T, as in cervical or thoracic, it's going to be on the arm. If you have, and that makes sense because cervical spine vertebrae and thoracic spine vertebrae are further up the body, right where the arms are. Starts with a T or an S, then it's lower down the body, and it will control the legs like that. And that's kind of an easy way to know which part of the body you're going to be talking about. Past that, the higher the number, the lower the number is, kind of more up. So like C5 is shoulder, and then you move down to like C7, and you'll get down to like the elbow and stuff. And you go below that, you'll get towards the fingers, so forth and so on. And you get below that, which uh, the thoracic vertebrae are below the cervical vertebrae. So you move down even more, you're going to get down to the fingers. Same kind of thing here, where the sacrum, which is further down, does movements with the ankle, but further up in the vertebrae, you have some stuff with hips and knees. So that's how I remember it. I hope that was helpful, and thank you for watching.